about it anyway. I don't understand how people just float through life right as the rug is about to be ripped out from underneath them. Sure, it's an uncomfortable thing to discuss, but now it's hitting the mainstream. Get your shit together. It is going to happen if people choose to just ignore it. The only way it stops is by having people wear on a mass scale.
This afternoon, the Secretary General and Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum, will witness the signing of a memorandum of understanding on a strategic partnership between the UN and the World Economic Forum, which outlines areas of cooperation to deepen engagement between the two institutions and to jointly accelerate the implementation of the 2030 agenda.
All right, I want to start off by saying Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yaharushai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yaharushai. Call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yaharushai. Call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yaharushai, by Hashem HaKakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that told me this doctrine in truth and sincerity. Shalom to the elect. The Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh, which means He is or He exists. By Hashem, in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorant calls Jesus Christ. We know His name to be Yaharushai, which means He is the deliverer, He is the Savior. For the Hebrew Israelites from the pedigree of your father, by Hashem in the name of the Ruach HaKodash, which means the Holy Spirit, that's able to give us knowledge, wisdom, understanding of who we are, which are the true Hebrew Israelites. If you're so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Native American, or of the speckled bird looking like the other nations, and your spirit bear witness with this doctrine, you could be one elect. Shalom. We've been discontinued from our heritage because we went off following after false gods and false idols, not following the law, statutes, commandments that was given to us by our forefathers. And because of those offenses, we were sent into captivity. But through Yaharushai HaMashiach being that perfect lamb, we're able to come back to this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of who we are and who our enemy is, okay? Which we are the true Hebrew Israelites. And our enemy is Esau, Edom. Esau means wasted away and they are the biblical Edomites that it speaks about in the scriptures that would have the fatness of the earth and control it with the great sword. And that is the white man of today. These elites, these banksters, okay, that control all of the world, right? The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers, the DuPonts. These are the wicked that are trying to bring in their New World Order, the Novus Ordo Seclorum, which is on the back of your dollar bill, a New World Order, by pushing order out of chaos, Hegelian dialect, which is pressure from below, pressure from above, which they're crashing the food supplies, crashing the economy, okay, ultimately creating a sedition amongst people, creating draconian measures, these mandates where you have to take the hot sauce, okay, where you have to ultimately take the charagman, which is an implant in your forehead and your hand, where they have ultimate control because they have a God complex, and I'm speaking about the wicked. Okay, the white man, he has a God complex and he wants to have everyone under subjection under him, okay? And he is he's the devil, anti to anything that's righteous. So if you're ever trying to push forth the truth, which is the scriptures, then he'll call it misinformation, disinformation, and he's going to try to come after, first of all, the men of the Lord. Okay, why? Because we're exposing this devil and exposing him for his agenda, and what he wants to do is wage war on the people. Okay, he wants to put people in fear mongering. He wants to push mass death. He has a thing called the Georgia Guidestones, where he wants to there's 8.8 billion people in the world. And he wants to bring it down to 500 million. And how do you eliminate a lot of people? Through the hot sauce, through the bird juice, through the monkey juice, through these different pestilence that they put on the people. Okay. And now you have a thing called the Marburg's juice that's going to be coming out soon. And that's all the people that took the hot sauce. And they're going to be walking around like zombies when they turn on the 5G and the 6G towers. And they have this all strategically planned. They have their peacekeepers set up, their super soldiers. Okay. They have their draconian measures that they're going to come in, where you have Joe Budhead. They just passed a legislation. It's called the HR 4350, where he has all dictator rulership. Okay, where he's able to, they're able to come into your house and call you a health risk, and they don't have to answer to the House or the Senate. They can be able to legally execute you or bring you to these internment camps. Okay, and this is the time we're in. We're in the latter times that at the end, the Lord's going to visit this place, and the Lord's visiting this place through all the sins and the abominations that have been pushed out through Babylon the Great. Babylon means confusion. America means bitter. Have been pushed out because this is Babylon is the cash cow for these elites, where they're able. That's why it's called the mother of all harlots. That's why it's called the whore that rides upon the beast, which the beast system is joined into these NATO nations. Okay, over 30 nations that have consulted together to bring in the Pandemic Treaty, which is a sovereignty, which is where you have no rights. They can legally come from any place and take you and put you into these camps and call you a health risk. They don't have to have a reason. Okay. And this is the point that we're at. And over, I think it was 192 countries signed the no sovereignty, the Pandemic Treaty, including America. Okay. And 46 of the countries, backed out of it, but they just went to the BRICS nations. So you have these elites, Russia, the BRICS nations fighting against America and NATO. Okay. The horror and the beast system. Right. And they're all trying to bring in their new world order, whatever their new world order is. But the Lord is thrusting them through, making them have to go fast, and they're not going to be able to accomplish their goal, which is to bring in ultimate control all the resources. Okay, because the Lord's going to have them fighting against each other, and ultimately they're going to start eliminating each other, right, through these hypersonic missiles, and then the Lord's going to come in and finish them off. It's going to be a time of trouble like never before. And what these devils are doing is they're coming around, they're surrounding, they're besieging Babylon the Great and other parts of the world through the crashing of the economy, of the money system. Okay, bringing in a central banking digital currency. Okay, where there's no paper dollar, and they could be able to control, far as your money that you put out. Okay, and if you don't comply to these mandates, they'll just shut you off, right? And that's the point that we're at. And what the prophets are here to do is give you warning, whether you will hear or you forbear. Okay, because these devils are going to be like a madman sparing none. They have everything set up as far as the infrastructure to be able to wage war on the people. They already passed the legislation, and people are what? They're in a immersed spirit. They don't know what's going on. Okay. And this is so this was what sparked this. The brother Ash had put this on the chat a couple of days ago, and and then I saw a video, and it's the Spirit got on me to Lord willing, make this lesson edifying. So this is United Nations announced Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum, a UN General Secretary Antonio Guterres have signed an agreement to accelerate Agenda 2030. Okay, everyone should be on red alert. Okay, yeah, everyone should be on red alert because a prudent man foreseeth the evil, and these days are evil. Okay, they're not playing around. Far as their mission to bring in their agenda. Why? Because they have but a short time. Let's get some scriptures. And this is let's get this definition of accelerate. Accelerate. Okay, so it says to increase in amount and extent, to speed up, to hurry up. Okay, they're hurrying up what? Their new world order, the Novus Ordo Secorium, their E Plumos Unum, which is one of many. Okay, and what that agenda is all about is a one world religion, which is worshiping the beast system, taking their technology and implementing it into you. Okay, creating a cyborg. You will own nothing and be happy. Okay, pick up speed. Yeah, they have to pick up speed because they know that they have but a short time. Okay, it says undergo a change in velocity. Yep. So now they can't just rest on it and chill out because they know that the Lord is on them. They see the chariots, they see the men of the Lord standing in that exceedingly great army, and now they're afraid. They heard that speech and they were afraid. Let's just get this. This is the anthropology. Yeah, I don't know why it reads it like that. I just want to get a couple things. Yeah, they're hasting. Yeah, they're swiftly moving. They're moving faster to cause or to move faster. Yep, and that's the Lord accelerating this devil's time. So I don't know why that didn't flip over, but that's okay. Okay, so let's get some scriptures on that. And the Lord said that he would do this. Our Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he said that he would do this, right? Let's just get that scripture first. Job, that he would frustrate these demons in their, while they're working. Let's just get it. Job 5:12, he disappoints the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Yeah, he frustrates their plans of the schemers so the work of their hands will not succeed. It says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. He traps the wise in their own cleverness, so their cunning schemes are thwarted. Yeah, so they have to move fast. Okay, they have to move fast, and when you move fast, you're not able to strategically plan things. Okay, and they're seeing that the hot sauce didn't work, so they're going to have to put out more of these things. They're going to have to speak in more and more draconian. It says 14, they meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. Okay, yeah, so they meet in these secret meetings. You have the Bilderberg meetings. You have United Nations General Assembly meetings. You have the Davos meetings. You have the WEF meetings. Okay, these are all meant to meet in secret to be able to conspire, which conspire means two or more are gathered together to do wickedness. And that's what they're doing. They're conspiring on the people to wage war on the people to have everyone comply to their demands. Okay, and what is their demands? You will own nothing and be happy. You will take this device, okay, and you will comply, or we will kill you. Okay, those are the two mannerisms of Esau Edom. Either he wants to deceive you, and if he can't deceive you, he wants to kill you. Okay, and this is the wicked that it speaks about in the scriptures. It says 15, but he saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. Yeah, so he rescues what? Who's the poor? We are the poor. Okay, the so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, but only the Lord is only dealing with his elect. Why? Because we don't have our true power. We don't have an army, and the Lord is what raising up the men of the Lord, the tabernacle of David, to be able to stand boldly against this devil and expose him, right? It says, so the poor hath hope in iniquity and stop her mouth. Yeah, so at last the poor have hope. So we have hope that our Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to be able to intervene. And as you see, that the Lord is intervening because they have to accelerate it, right? Yeah, the snapping the jaws of the wicked are shut. So those jaws are what? Those traps that they have set, as far as the internment camps. You have the super soldiers. They have the mandates as far as the hot sauce and the karagma. These are all traps, okay, that this devil has set up to come against the poor, because we would consider the poor because we don't have an army. We don't have an exceedingly great army, okay? But our Lord is raising up men, the tabernacle of David, and he will give us spiritual powers in that time. And it's coming up shortly, because you see this devil is moving fast. Revelation 12:12, therefore rejoice ye heavens that dwell therein, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Okay, and who's rejoicing? The men of the Lord, because they're seeing the prophecies manifesting, which means are being obvious and being clear that we're at the end times, right? And the sea symbolizes the people. For the devil, which is Esau Edom, the white man, okay, because he is adverse to righteousness, is come down to you having great wrath. Yeah, because he's coming down having great wrath. So he has to be cardinal. He has to use that great sword to be able to take peace from the earth, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. Yeah, he has but a short time. That's why he has to accelerate. Okay, because a lot of his plans that he had, they're not working. Okay, because the wisdom is being taken out of Teman. and Teman are what? The smartest of Esau, Edom. I'm going to skip around. Jeremiah 49:7 concerning Edom, and Edom is interchangeable with Esau. Okay, Edom mean, when you go into the word, it goes into the Greek word idumia, which means red. Going back to Cain, when he killed Abel, he was cursed with what? Leprosy. Okay, that mark, which you can go into the word mark, the definition, it goes into evidence of who he is, because back then they only had different shades of brown. That's why Cain cried out for his cried out. It said his punishment is too grievous. Okay, just like the same thing Esau did. And what did Isaac give Esau? He gave him what? The fatness of the earth, which is the best places in the earth, the resources, and that great sword. And you see that great sword is being polished and being furbished for the people that are not hearkening to the Lord. It says, is wisdom no more in Teman, and his counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Yeah, so their things, their deception, their lies, their deceit, they're not working anymore. The people are waking up. These alternative networks, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, these different alternative BitChute, all these different things are exposing them, and starting with the prophets. It's hewing them and cutting them down to pieces, okay? It says, Jeremiah 49:10, it says, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. He shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, his neighbors, and he is not. Yeah, so their money is not going to work in this time. As you're seeing Pedo Joe being exposed for his wickedness, and his son, even though they have a bunch of money, they're being exposed for who they are. You have the Jeffrey Epstein list of all these elites being exposed. These not these elites, but these low-level luminaries, these celebrities. Okay, and so they're going to start to have to be more, come out more and start showing who they really are. You have that Eminem album that has the Vieca Pisces, him showing you his worship of what? Rain Man, which is a deity, a demon, okay, and who they stand for, right? You have these over 20 celebrities have invested in this thing to eat bugs, okay, which those bugs don't have nutrients in them. They don't have, it's okay to eat certain like locusts and things like that, but these ones they're not real. Okay, they don't have any nutrients in them. Okay, showing you that their ways are always grievous, and that they have but a short time. They're being exposed, they're being uncovered. Okay, and that shame is covering over them. Habakkuk 2:16, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, let the foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on their glory. Yeah, so you have these other nations that are making fun of Joe Butthead. They're making fun of Kamala Harris. They're making fun of those transformers that they have in office. Okay, this place is becoming a laughingstock when it once was what? The hammer of the earth. Even their military forces are not strong anymore. They don't have hypersonic capability like Russia has and China has. Okay, and they know that they're going to get devoured, but the Lord is working on their mind. Okay. Why? Because this word is right here. This is Habakkuk 2:14. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of glory of Yahweh as the waters cover the sea. And the Lord's covering this world in the four corners of the earth with this truth. Okay, because that's why you have brothers over there in London, brothers over there in Mexico, of course, Babylon the Great, the Philippines, all these different places that are pushing forth this word, and it's covering the sea, it's covering the people. Even you have these low-level luminaries, these celebrities that know they're Israelites. They're just not hearkening to the Lord. Okay, and that's all part of prophecy. Okay, because of what? This devil has given us strong drink. Habakkuk 2:15. Woe, which means destruction, unto them that giveth his neighbor a drink, that putteth out bottle to him and maketh him drunken, and also they may look on their nakedness. Yeah, so they giving us, Christianity, Roman Catholicism, Jehovah wickedness, Pan-Africanism, all these different deities, which are all to lead our people astray, to lead us astray, to not know who we are, calling us, black, calling us Puerto Rican, calling us Mexican, which are all social constructs that these devils have arranged to hide who we are. Okay, but through the word, healing us through that cleansing. Let's get that. Actually, that's 5:26. Ephesians 5:26, that I might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word. Yep. So this word is what cleansing us of what are all the things that we've done in our past, putting off that old man putting on the new man, and the Lord is cleaning us through this word. Okay? And this word is what quenching this place, making it let's get that. Second Ezra 6:27, for evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And right now, the tabernacle of David is being declared who's the righteous and who's the wicked. Okay, through what the judgments that are happening, through the doctrine, the pure doctrine, those that are standing stiffly on the word, those that are trying to make the word worldly. Okay, those that are coming in that carnal state of mind, those things all lead to death. Okay, those things don't work, and that's how you know that the Lord is here, because He's sifting out the righteous from the wicked. Okay, and through this word, we're able to see what's going on through the vision, through the Lord waking us up. We're able to see what the mysteries of what this devil is trying to do, which is what wage war on the people. Because we're in that time. We're in the latter times, according to the scriptures, right? This is First Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have not need, I write unto you. So that's Apostle Paul writing to the elect in this time. It's for yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahushua shall come as a thief in the night. Yes, so the Lord, only Yahweh knows the time and the season. Yahushua doesn't even know. But according to the scriptures, through measuring the time diligently, we're at the end. When you would see wars and rumors of wars, famines, pestilence, uproars of the people, all these things, Esau coming in, being draconian, okay? You're seeing all these things, and the Lord's going to come like a thief in the night, because also with those military weapons, okay? Because the Lord's Spirit's going to be in those military weapons. Okay, as far as the spirit, they're making sure that Yahweh Shem Hashai is going to make sure that those hit all the targets that it needs to hit. They're not being made for no reason. Okay, and those hypersonic missiles they can't be tracked. So which means that Babylon can't stop them. And also, Russia has a thing called the death hand, where it's able to be set off no matter what. If Putin gets killed or anything like that, the missiles still hit where they're supposed to hit. And a lot of them are centered around to hit DC, certain Air Force bases. Okay, they put out the list a couple weeks ago, right? It says 3. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them as travail upon a woman with the child, and they shall not escape. Yep, because they're saying peace and safety. They're saying that the economy is not broken, which when actually we're in a recession. They're saying that there's plenty of food. When there's hyperinflation, they cut down 70,000 truckers from working because of the hot sauce. Okay, you have over 100 plants that have been burned down mysteriously. Okay, and also you have the big rig trucks. They don't have oil, so they're not going to be able to drive and be able to deliver. When there's no trucks, there's no stores. When there's no stores, there's no food. When there's no food, that's order out of chaos, the Hegelian dialect, pressure from below, pressure from above. And what they want truly is to have the people go to the Egyptian for help. Okay, which is the modern day Egyptian is Esau Edom, modern day Pharaoh. Okay, which is the wicked. And they're saying everything's good when you have the president just got hot sauce and he's got cancer, and ultimately that's going to lead to, I believe through the Spirit, Kamala Harris being implemented in there. And we know that she's nothing but a puppet. They already gave that 4350, which is the dictatorship over, where they don't have to anything that they put out, they can be able to legally come to these places and take you out of your house and put you in these internment camps, calling you a health risk. And it's not going to go through the House or the Senate. That's what that whole thing is about. And that's creating martial law. Okay? And that's going to be perplexity. Let's get that real quick. That's going to be a time of perplexity when there's not going to be any resources. Because you're not going to be able to go down to your local, gas station or grocery store anymore. Okay? Luke 21 and 25, and there it says, and there be signs in sun and the moon, right, and the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity in the sea and the waves roaring. Yeah, so we're seeing that. We're seeing this, the planets aligning. We're seeing the signs of what the red moon, the signs of what the eclipses in the sky. You're seeing the chariots of the Heavenly Father in the air. You're seeing the distress of nations. You have Ghana in a all-out riot. You have Sri Lanka in an all-out riot, sedition against the government, a revolt against the government. You have Puerto Rico marching. You have all these different Netherlands, the Dutch. They're over there with their tractors. The farmers and stuff throwing stuff at their government. You have these militias over here, these low-level Edomites that are over here gearing up to be able to fight against the government because they realize that their white supremacy, they're not part of this plan. Okay, so they're going to be coming up against the government, and this is going to be a time of perplexity because also what are they? They're killing out. There's no food. They're breaking that staff of bread. Okay, and once they, as we saw over there in China, and then also saw over there in Canada, what did they do? They cut the bank accounts. Okay, so where you weren't able to call 911, you weren't able to access your ATM or your credit card. And what does that do? Now you have no food, okay? And there's a saying in the world that, in 3 days you'll riot for food, in 1 week you will steal for food, in 2 weeks you will kill for food. And that's the point that we're at, or that we're coming into, which is the time of Jacob's trouble. This is the Greek.
Strong's G, 640. Aparia.
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 Aparia. Okay, let's go into the root word, actually.
Strong's G, 639. Apareo. Apareo.
Apareo, and that's in the Greek, 639. It says to be without resources. So what are the resources? Okay, you can't go into your fridge and get food. Why? Because they have a blackout, which means that your food's going to go bad. It's going to rot away. Okay, straits, a position of difficulty, to left wanting. So you're going to be wanting for what? For the things that you had. Because everyone's been living comfortable. They've been living in wonton. They've been living in luxury, okay? To be embarrassed, to be in doubt. You're going to be embarrassed because you heard the men of the Lord preaching this word and you didn't hearken to the Lord, okay? You didn't hearken to his word. You didn't listen to the prophets that he sent. It says, not to know which way to turn. Yeah, you're not going to know which way to turn because it speaks about as you had met a bear and then a lion. Lion that met you, so now you escaped the bear, but then there's a lion. Then you have what these people that are going to be out there, like the purge. They're going to be getting these women, taking them and ravaging these women. Taking up children, taking whatever that you have, spoiling goods. Okay, it's just to be at loss of oneself, self in doubt, not to know. Yeah, you're not going to know because that standard is not going to be lifted up for the average day Joe. It's only going to be lifted up for the elect. That's why we're praying we're of the hopeful elect by showing forth our testimony standing on that rock. Not to know how to decide or what to do, be perplexed. Okay? Yeah, you're not going to know which way to go. Okay? And those that don't have that hedge of protection, they're going to get caught up in the said perils that are about to happen. Okay? Let's get a scripture on that. Because these are the things that are going to be happening to what? The wicked. Sirach 40 and 9. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword and calamity, famine, tribulation, and scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. Yeah, so who's the flood? That's Esau, Edom, coming in with their United Nations soldiers. Okay, they're super soldiers coming in with their drones, coming in with all their technology. Okay, they're going to be coming in like a flood. It speaks about that. Let me just get it real quick. I'll just get just that part. I think it's like might be like 70. 2nd Ezra 16 and 70. For there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh Shem Rashai. So the ones that fear Yahweh Shem Rashai that are standing upon this rock, they're going to be a prey, but the Lord's going to lift up that standard. 71, this is the point. They shall be like a madman sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh Shem Rashai. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Yeah, because they also they passed a legislation where they have 100, if you're within 100 miles of any border in Babylon the Great, that they can be able to, go into your house again and bring you to these internment camps. I know I said it 4 or 5 times, but they're passing all the legislation. They have the infrastructure set up that because they have but a short time. 73, there shall be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. The chosen are going to be the elect. Okay, it says, here, O beloved, said Yahweh Shem Rashai, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide. So Yahweh Shem Rashai is going to guide us down that lamp, that path. Okay, it's going to guide us through darkness, because the light is the truth. And there's going to be great miseries. Those that didn't hearken. Okay, 2 Ezra 8. 50, many great miseries shall be done unto them in the latter time, that shall dwell upon shall dwell in the world, because they walked in great pride. Yeah, so this place has walked in very great pride. And the Lord's visiting this place. He's drawing near to this place and bringing forth the plagues. Yeah, Isaiah 13 and 11. I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Yeah, so he's going to lay low Esau, Edom, but also 2/3 of the people that didn't hearken to Yahweh Shem Rashai. So let's go back to that 2 Ezra 8 and 50. Because again, it's going to be the people that are going to be robots, are going to be zombies. And also you have this right here. It says 2 Ezra 8 and 50, for many great miseries shall be done unto them in the latter time. And we're in the latter times right now. We're in the twilight, the peak of about to explode. Okay, literally. Latter time that shall dwell in the world, because they walked in great pride. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. Yeah, so seek out men of the Lord that are preaching this, coming in the same doctrine. Because the Apostle Ramla did a beautiful lesson about holding on to the brotherhood. Okay, because that's really all we have. All we have is we have Yahawashi in this word, and then the brotherhood, because they're the only people that are going to be able to have the understanding that we know what's going on. Okay, because again, this world, you can't talk to anybody about anything in this world, because they're simple. They haven't been quickened. The Lord's not supping with them. Sirach 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. So again, the Lord is using spirits created for vengeance. Klaus Schwab, he's created for vengeance. Okay, and he set up these United Nations General Assemblies that are going to start accelerating the plans that they have to do. Okay, and also you have, of course, Jake, that's at a low level. You have these mercenaries that are going to actually show their true perpetual hatred, okay, towards Jake. Okay, it's going to be Egyptian against Egyptian, all-out war, right? Because that's what they're setting up strategically, right? With knocking down the food system, knocking down the staff, which is the economy. Okay, Sirach 39 and 29, fire and hail, famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. Yeah, the Lord has recompensed in the 3rd, 4th generation, which is the time we're in, those that hate Yahweh Shem Rashai. It says teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and sword punishing the wicked to destruction. Yeah, so also you have newly created beasts. Okay, you have all these different these devils have created these animals that they've hit with these different sciences, different technologies that are going to be out too. Plus what they do, they hit the hot sauce with these zoo animals. Okay, and with that 5G and that 6G, they're going to be able to it's going to be wild. It's going to be like Jumanji. Okay, Jumanji mixed with Purge. Okay, wicked to destruction. Yeah, there's going to be a time of trouble like never before. And the Lord is drawing nigh through the plagues. Let's get that. That's 6 and 18. 2 Ezra 6 and 18. And it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. I will begin to make an inquisition of them. Yeah, so evidence of what you have done, whether you were being on the righteous side or you were being the wicked, whether you hearkened or you didn't. It says, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteous, in which their affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Yeah, there's going to be no more food for the wicked, but the servants of Yahweh Shema Shai are going to be able to eat. Isaiah 65 and 13. They're going to be able to have, to be able to disappear, to take flight, to be able to have food, to be able to heal. Okay, those are the spiritual powers, but you have to believe in that. It says, and the trumpet shall give a sound which every man heareth, and shall be suddenly afraid. So the prophets, the men of the Lord, are giving the trumpet sound of what? War is in the air. Okay, but people are not hearkening, and that's why they're going to be suddenly afraid. Okay, because they're not paying attention. They're not being circumspect. It says 24, at the time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, in the 3 hours it shall not run. So again, going into, there's not going to be any more water. I was just looking at a thing today, and they had Lake Mead, where it had, Lake Mead is one of the places that that sends water to California. And without that water, guess what? You're not going to have any resources. Okay, you're not going to have the resources that you had. Shower, things like that. And that's all strategically planned. People are going to fight one against another. Why? Because they don't have food. Whoever remain from all these things I have told thee, that shall escape and see my salvation at the end of the world. Yep. So the Lord's going to put that hedge around his elect. Okay. Meanwhile, at the same time, you have the judgment that's going to go forth, because these devils, and I've been bringing this out sieging on Babylon the Great and other parts of the world. And I want to get this word siege, the definition. Siege, a military operation in which an enemy forces surround a town or a building, cutting off essential supplies with the aim of compelling the surrender of those inside. The operation in which police or other force surround a building and cut off supplies with the aim of force of armed person surrender. So they have the King Alfred Plan Project. Look it up. Okay, they have Rex 84. They have Operation Musket, which is ultimately the military coming in with these National Guard forces, just like the 4350, the dictatorship that they signed over to Biden, okay, that was passed by the legislation, where they can be able to, with the military force. And they already gave the rights over to FEMA, which FEMA is Federal Emergency Management Act, and they bought over a billion bullets. You have the IRS that brought over 1 million bullets. What are they buying? And they want to take away your weapons, okay? And that is going to lead to where people are going to be bugged out. Okay, there's going to be mass death, as it speaks about in 2 Ezra 5 and 1. Yeah, so you're cutting off your essentials, cutting off your food, cutting off your water, cutting off your job, okay, cutting off your shelter. You have people over there in Tennessee where they're being kicked out of their house. They're not accepting Section 8 or government resources, and they're kicking them out and then calling. And then if you're homeless, that's a felony, ultimately, to put you in these camps, okay? Blockade, an act of means of sealing off a place to prevent goods or people from entering or leaving. Yeah, they don't want you to leave because they either want you to die or to take the charagma, okay? And this is what we're here to give you warning about, whether you will hear or you will forbear. Let's just get that real quick. Because you have a lot of people, they're not going to listen, and they're going to say, well, you're bugged out. But aren't they doing this? Okay, Ezekiel 3 and 17 said, of man, I made thee a watchman. The watchmen are the prophets. That prophecy means to what? Forecast the future and the future judgments that are about to happen, bringing in the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shai unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. Yeah, so the Lord gives us the words to be able to speak to be able to edify the body, edify the elect, and bid them to the marriage. Skipping down 19, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. And that's what we're trying to do, is what? Deliver our soul from these evil torments that are about to happen. Meanwhile, the world is what? In that merged spirit. While they're getting besieged and they don't even know it. Okay, Deuteronomy 28 and 50, a nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person of old, nor show favor to the young. So they don't care if you're old, young, a woman. They don't care if you're the baddest woman in town. It doesn't matter. Okay, they're going all out. Okay, and they love death. They love blood. And because they love blood, blood shall pursue them. I'm speaking about the wicked, the white man. Deuteronomy 28 and 52, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high fence walls come down, wherein thou trusted throughout all the land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all the land which Yahweh Shem Rashai had given thee. And thou shalt eat. Yeah, so that's what they're doing. They're besieging. They're the 100-mile radius of they can come into your house and spoil your goods. They can call you a health risk. That's coming back out. Okay, the dictator rulership, the HR 4350. Okay, they're super soldiers. The 2030 agenda being accelerated. It says, and thou shalt eat thy fruit of thy own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which Yahweh thy power had given them, and the siege and the straitness where thine enemies shall distress thee. Yeah, they're going to distress you on all angles. Okay, they're coming in on all the sides. That's why it speaks about Psalms 144 and 1, blessed be Yahweh in my strength, which trains my hands to war and my fingers to fight. So the Lord's going to guide you in the steps that you need to go in. My goodness and my fortress, my high tower, my deliverer, my shield, in whom I trust, and subdue my people under me. Yeah, so the Lord's going to make these other nations bow down ultimately to Yahweh Shema Shai, but bow down to the elect. They're not going to be able to touch the elect. Psalms 144 and 7, send thy hand from above. Who's that hand? Yahweh Shai. Rid me and deliver me out of that great waters. Yeah, so when these devils come in like a flood, that's the great waters symbolizes Esau, Edom. Speaks about that in Revelation 17. From the hand of strange children. Yeah, these are very strange children. They love what? Man on man, woman on woman, transformers, pedophilia, bestiality. They love their white Jesus. They love the shaitan. They love being able to kill people and have no reason to do it. Okay, these are strange children whose mouths speak in vanity. Yeah, so they speak lies. They always speak with a double tongue. Okay, they're never speaking truly what they actually have their intent. That's why it speaks about in Sirach 12 and 10, never trust thine enemy, for like an iron is rusted, so is his wickedness. And then you have Sirach 14 and 7, where it speaks about if he doeth good, he doeth unwillingly, at last he will declare his wickedness. And that's what he's doing right now. He's declaring his wickedness. Okay, he said he was trying to help you with the hot sauce. The hot sauce, they said it doesn't work, but they said they're going to bring it back out again. Okay. And people were foolish enough to comply to those things. And now they're doing the Harlem Shake. They're doing the Justin Bieber. 8, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and the right hand is the right hand of falsehood. Yep. So everything they do is the wicked, because they are the wicked. Rid me and deliver me from the hands of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is the right hand of falsehood. Yeah. So everything that they talk about is wickedness. Okay. It always has a undermining agenda. Just like the 2030 agenda. Let me actually get that, just because I keep speaking about it, and just to give a visual, a similitude. Let's see, where is it at? Yeah, so they have, this is their 2030 agenda. Okay, as you see at the top, New World Order, Novus Ordo Seclorum, one world government. Okay, so they have to have all these different nations comply to one thing. That's why you have the BRICS nations that are coming up against NATO and the whore, right? NATO and America. Why? Because they don't want to comply to those mandates. Okay, because they already have all the resources. Russia has the oil, and they also have the food. America has nothing. That's why they're gonna have to go to war. to fight over the oil and the fertilizer, because to have one world, you have to have all the one world government. You have to have all the resources. Yeah, so a one world cashless currency, okay, and that's what you're seeing by knocking out the paper dollar, bringing in these central banking digital currencies, these different types of blockchain, okay. One world military, okay, that's what that pandemic treaty is all about. You know, they can be able to have officers coming to your house, okay. Yeah, national sovereignty. You're not going to have no rights. There's going to be no. They already did that right now by passing that legislation, because they don't have to go to the so-called house, even though that's all BS anyway. But now it's no more at all. Mandatory hot sauce. Okay, the family unit gone. 5G monitoring tower, a social credit system. Which, how are they going to have a social credit system? Through the Karagma. They want to track your carbon footprint. How much you breathe, who you're hanging out with, what you're doing. They have all your records, as far as, you know, kind of hot sauces that you took, your driver's license, all those things. If you're a good person, so, you know, in their eyes. The end of irrigation, yeah. So we're seeing that they knocked down the farmland. Okay, they're paying farmers to not grow any crops. Okay. The end of single family homes, yeah, dividing the families. That's why they want man-on-man transformers, teaching your children about sex ed, the gay BCs, things like that. Grazing livestock, yeah. You have what Bill Gates buying up over 300,000 acres of farmland. Okay, so all these things. This is all their agenda right here. Okay. The end of private transportation, owning cars. Yeah, so you will own nothing and be happy. They want you to have these electric cars that are linked into these smart cities. Okay, depopulation control. And that's what they're doing with these different pestilence that they're letting out. Depopulating the earth. Okay. So this is how they have executive orders through what? Through their the FEMA, Federal Emergency Act. Allows government to take over all modes of transportation, control highways. Yes, you won't be able to, you will desire to go in the city, but won't be able to, right? Roughly paraphrasing that. Allows the government to seize control of communication media. You had Obama that already signed over the media, signed a legislation that the media doesn't have to tell you the truth. Okay. Allows the government to take over electronical power, gas, petroleum, fuels, and minerals. That's what they're doing right now with the gas system. Okay, creating gas to be so high. You know, the power grid. That's why they keep warning about a blackout or EMP hit, and most likely they're going to try to blame it on Russia when it's actually going to be them. Okay, allows the government to take over all food resources and farms. That's what you're seeing right now. Allows the government to mobilize civilians into work brigades and under government supervision. Yeah, these internment camps. Allows the government to take over all health, education, welfare functions. Yeah, that's what you're going to be seeing, because they're bringing in a universal basic income where you will have $1,000 a month, and then that's going to be it. Okay. And if you don't comply to certain things, they'll just keep deducting the money till you have nothing, starve you out. Allows the government to take over all airports, aircraft, including commercial aircraft. Yeah, they don't want you to go anywhere. Okay, that's why they have these different airports. They're having a shortage on drivers, or right, and that's why they've been because they're controlling stuff to have you go a certain way, to ultimately have you bugged out, to exhaust you out. Oh yeah, that's Isaiah 24 language. I might bring that out. It says a housing and finance authority to relocate communities, build new housing with public funds, designate areas to be abandoned, establish new locations. Yeah, you see that right now. They're taking a lot of homeless people off the streets and putting them into these certain housings, which is ultimately they're going to have to bow down to the Karagma system, because they're basically bait and lure, right? FEMA, you know, you have the different 10 camps that they have that are set up, and they're exercising these things under these bunkers with these super soldiers. So, you know, that was just some. Oh yeah, they have the blue list and the red list. You know, the red list is going to be the prophets. They're going to be coming after the prophets. The Lord's going to have that standard lifted up. The blue lists are people that listen to the prophets, the believers, the commonwealth. Then you have what, the yellow list, that they're just going to comply to anything that goes on. Yep. So so they're doing all this stuff right now because they have but a short time. This is it says Psalms 10 and 2. The wicked in his pride do persecute the poor. Let them be taken in their own devices that they imagine. Yeah, they're going to be taken in their own devices, which they imagine, which is what ultimately, famine. They're going to get caught up in the famine. They're going to get caught up in the hypersonic wars. They're going to get dragged out of these bunkers, right? 3, for the wicked boast of his heart's desire. Yeah, his heart goes back into his lahab. Okay, he desires to be able to have this new world order. And he blessed the covetousness whom Yahweh abhorreth. Yeah, so the covetous, he wants what we have, is which is ultimately what? Our soul. He wants that. He wants to implement that charagma, the implant, to be able to take away your VMAT2, which is your God gene, which is your soul. Okay? He doesn't want you to have that connection with Yahweh Shemar Shai. That's why he's trying to ban the Bible. 4, the wicked through the pride of their countenance will not seek after God, and God is not on their thoughts. Yeah, because the Lord has turned his face, going back to Cain, Salakia, Genesis 4 and 14, where the Lord has turned his face away from Cain, away from the wicked. So they can't, because Hebrews 12 and 16 says that they've been rejected. Why? Because they're profaning outside the temple. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above, out of sight. As for their enemies, he puffeth at them. So he's puffing at us with his military force, with cutting off the food supply. But the men of the Lord are going to trust in Yahweh Shemar Shai. Let's see. Proverbs 3 and 5, trust in Yahweh with all thy heart, and lean not on thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thy own eyes, and fear Yahweh, and depart from evil. Okay, depart from these wicked ways that they're pushing. Okay, depart from their hot sauce, their charagma, and even their system. That's why it says, come up hither. Come to this light. It shall be held to the navel, and navel goes into what? When you were born, the umbilical cord, which a woman has what? Wisdom. Or a woman symbolizes wisdom. Okay, a woman symbolizes wisdom, through that umbilical cord, the navel, and the marrow to the bones. Yeah, the bones symbolizes the house. It gives you what? Nourishment, that you'll be able to stand. Skipping down, it says, 13, happy is the man that find wisdom, and man that get understanding, for wisdom is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof that find gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all these things canst desire, and not compare it unto her. The length of days is in her right hand, and in the left hand riches and honor. Okay, and that's what we're going to need, is what? That wisdom, to be able to get through these things that are happening. Okay, because what? They're besieging on all gates. This is a wisdom of Solomon, and I've been bringing this out, through the spirit of Yahweh Shemar Shai, but this is what's going on. Wisdom of Solomon 10 and 5. Moreover, the nations are in their wicked conspiracy being confounded. She found out the righteous and preserved him blameless unto Yahweh, and kept him strong against his tender compassion towards his son. Yeah, so the Lord Yahweh is bound by his word, which his word is his son, Yahweh Shai. Okay, and the wicked are conspiring against the nation of Israel, okay, to hide thy hidden ones. But the men of the Lord, the elect, can't be hid anymore. Okay. It says 6, when the ungodly perished, she delivered the righteous man who fled from the fire, which fell down upon the 5 cities. And that 5 cities, implements what? Power. 5 means power. Okay, and these cities are going to be what? Burnt down, because the ungodly is going to perish. Only the elect of slavery, which is these Rothschilds, these Rockefellers, the elites of Esau, Edom, they're going to be dragged out of fetters, irons, and chains, and they're going to be the first crop of slaves that are going to be what? Picking up all the dead bodies. 7, in whose wickedness even to this day thy waste, laying that smoke is a testimony, and plants bearing fruit, that they never come to ripeness, and standing pillar of salt is a monument of the unbelieving soul. Yeah, so when you don't believe, woe unto you that turn back, turn back the plow. The prophecies didn't happen fast enough for you. That's that's why it says fret not. This thing is long suffering and patient. Okay, 8, for regarding not wisdom, yeah, so you didn't have wisdom when you went back into the world. But regarding not wisdom, that got not only is hurt, that they knew not the things which were good, but he also left behind them to the world a memorial of foolishness, so that in the things wherein they offended, they could not so much as be hid. Okay, yeah, so the foolishness of this world can't be hid anymore, because the Lord's coming through with what, that black horse, with those two balances, balancing righteousness and wickedness. It says 9, but wisdom delivered from the pain of those that attended upon her. Yeah, so those that put their face towards Yahweh Shemir Ashai, and the Lord's going to what? Deliver them. Let me just get that. Psalms 91 and 14, because he has set his love upon me, so the elect is going to set their love upon Yahweh Shai. Therefore I would deliver him, and Yahweh Shai is known as what? The deliverer, right? For the Hebrew Israelites. I will set him on high, the elect, ultimately. I will set him on high because he had known my name. So knowing the true names in the Lashawan Kadash, in the true, in the name of the land of, the language of Canaan, okay, which is the Paleo Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew. Had known my name, he shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. So the Lord's going to deliver his elect, because we put our face, Lord willing, we're of the elect, we put our face upon him. Okay. It says, so Wisdom of Solomon 10 and 9, but wisdom delivered from the pain that is attended upon her. When the righteous fled from the brother's wrath, she guided him in the right path, showed him the kingdom of Yahweh, and gave him knowledge of holy things, made him rich in travails, multiplied the fruit of her labors. So the Lord is the one that's going to be guiding us down that righteous path, down that narrow path, that straight gate. Okay, which is straight means a position of difficulty. The deep water on one side, and the fire on another side. In covetousness of such as oppressed him should stood by him and made him rich. Yeah, so the covetousness of Esau Edom, okay, because he wants your soul. He wants what you have, which is what? The birthright. Okay. It says 12, she defended him from his enemies and kept him safe. And for those that lie in wait in sore conflict, she gave him the victory, that he might know the goodness is stronger than all. Yeah, so righteousness is better than all, because righteousness is what wins this whole story. Okay, Isaiah 46 and 10, the story has been written from the beginning, and the righteous win. Yahweh Shai wins, the elect wins. Okay, Esau Edom loses, slavery. Simple as that. The story has already been written from the beginning. So going back to Psalms 10 and 5, his ways are always grievous, their judgments are far above all the sight, for all the enemies that puffeth at them. He said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I never shall be in adversity. And right now he's being adversity, because in the fatness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. And right now he's in straits. That's why he has to act like a wild dog. He has to act like who he is, which is a draconian devil, which is speaking like a dragon. Right, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud under his tongue, mischief and vanity. Yeah, he's full of lies and deception, full of these enchantments, but the enchantments are not working anymore on the people. So he's going to have to use his sword. It says, he that sitteth in the lurking places of the villages and the secret places, do he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. Yeah, so privily set against the elect, the Hebrew Israelites. Why? Because we're poor, because we don't have the military force like they have. But the Lord is making us rich, through this wisdom. The lurking places, he's waiting to ambush in these ghettos, vadios, and reservations to take people out. Those that don't have the hedge of protection, they're gonna be caught while they're sleeping. They're gonna be caught in their activities because they didn't hearken to Yahweh Shai. It says he lieth in wait in secret as a lion in his den. Yeah, so he lies in wait, on his cameras, on his surveillance, like these phones, lying and waiting when he can be able to pounce. It says he lieth in wait in secret as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He do catch the poor when he draw him into his net. Okay, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to draw you into his net. Okay, and the Lord is going to take us out of that net. And that goes back to Job. I think that's, let's see. Yeah, the Lord's going to deliver us in what, 6 troubles? Yeah, so it says, Job 5:19, he shall deliver you in 6 troubles. Yeah, the 7 shall no evil touch thee. Yeah, so 7 goes into completion. And famine he shall redeem them from death, and in war and from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shall they be afraid of destruction when it cometh. As destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shall be afraid of the beasts of the earth. Yep, because the Lord's going to have us where we're going to have those spiritual powers. Okay? So this is Psalms. The Lord's going to preserve his elect. Psalms 140:1. It says, deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from that violent man. That's Esau Edom. That is the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Yeah, so the Lahab, their mind, continually they are gathered together for war. Yeah, these secret meetings, they're gathered together for war. Okay, they have sharpened their tongues like serpent adders and poison under their lips. Yeah, so speaking with that slick tongue, speaking with their legislation, and they have what sharpen up their weapons, as far as their military forces that they're going to be waging war on the people. It says, keep me, O Yahweh, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from that violent man who have proposed to overthrow my goings. Yeah, so they're plotting on how they can be able to overthrow the men's ways, by calling things misinformation, disinformation, outcast, they're going to call us outcasts. They're going to call us extremists, things like that. But the Lord is going to have that protection. It says 5, the proud, yeah, that's Esau Edom. He's very proud. That's one of his mannerisms. Have hid a snare, which is a trap for me in the cords. They have spread a net by the wayside. They have set gins for me. Yeah, so they have set traps. Okay, but they're not going to be able to, accomplish what they seek, which is their new world order. This is Psalms 37 and 5. Psalms 37 and 6, 7. Rest in Yahweh and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prosper in his way, because of a man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Yeah, that charagma, the new world order. Okay. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon Yahweh shall inherit the earth. That's going to be the meek and the lowly. 10. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be, that shall diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plot against the just. Okay, who are the just? The elect, and gash upon him with his teeth. Yeah, so with his military force, his weaponry, right, his legislation. The Lord Yahushua shall laugh at him, for he seeth the day is coming. Yeah, so the day is coming. That's why it says, why does the heathen rage? Psalms 2:1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? And when you go into that word rage, it goes into commotion. They're causing a commotion by saying, calling people extremists, calling people they don't want the Bible, right? So that's their commotion that they're causing, right? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, yeah, so against the kings of the earth, that crafty counsel, Psalms 83. Let us break their bands asunder and cast their cords from us. Yeah, dividing us, saying that we're black, Puerto Rican, Mexican, putting us against each other when we're actually all of Israel. We're different tribes, but we're all of Israel. And we're united through what? This word, which is through Yahushua. Psalms 2:4. He sitteth in the heavens, shall laugh. The Lord Yahushua shall have them in derision. So the Lord has them in derision right now. Okay. Now let's get it. That's Job 20 and about 20. Actually, I'm going to skip around. So it's Job 20 and 5. The triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of a hypocrite but for a moment. Okay? Yeah, so this is but for a moment. That he's in what rulership? That little season. So this is Job 20 and 21. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Yeah, so these other nations are coming upon Babylon the Great. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast his fury of wrath upon him, and he shall rain upon him while he is eating. Yeah, so going into those intercontinental ballistic missiles, and that he's not able to accomplish what he seeks. That's why we have to be sober. Let's see. Let me get this real quick, and I'm about to wrap it up in a second. This is 1 Peter 5 and 8. 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant. Yeah, so stay alert. Because what did it say? It said red alert. right? So be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, who's that? That's Esau, Edom, adverse to righteousness, as a roaring lion. Okay, yeah, he's prowling around looking who he may devour with that hot sauce and these different enchantments, because the adversary, the devil, is a roaring lion, walketh about seeking who he may devour. So that's what he's constantly doing, because he's the wicked, taking what? Peace from the earth. So it ended in here. This 1 Thessalonians 5 and about 3. Yeah, 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, sudden destruction shall come upon them as travail upon a woman with a child, and they shall not escape. So right now, those growing pains, those growth pains are happening. Okay, as far as the economy being broken down, Esau's plans not working. Okay, those are those growth pains, the famine, the pestilence, the evils, the uproars. Those are those growing pains. But you brethren are not in darkness. Yeah, we're not in confusion. We're in the light. The Lord has brought forth that light that's shining upon us. Isaiah 16:1. Because this is what? Not our rest. Okay, there's no continuing city here where we seek one to come, which is the kingdom, right? It says, but you brethren, and that goes into the brethren goes into the people that are in the truth. But you brethren are not in darkness, that day shall not overtake you as a thief. So, what that speaks about, watch this. Let me get that. Luke 21 and... Let me read this in NLT. Luke 21 and 34. Watch out. Don't let your hearts be dulled by carousing and drunkenness and by worries of this life. Don't let your day catch you unaware. So again, that goes into 2 Ezra 14 and 14, where it speaks about put out those... let me just get that. Let me get two scriptures, and that's why you make no what tearing to... Let me get that. 2 Ezra 14 and 14. 2 Ezra 14 and 14, let go of these mortal thoughts. Yeah, so let go of the things of this world. I'm not saying don't pay your rent and pay your car note and things like that, but don't worry about it, because the Lord's got us ultimately, right? If we're doing the work, let go of these mortal thoughts. Cast away that burdens of the man. Put off that weak nature. Yeah, so put off that soft nature. And what? Gird up your loins like a man. Okay, endure hardness like a good soldier, because we at the end, and the Lord's not going to deal with no people that are soft. Okay, he wants austere men that are in the truth, that are pushing this word with fervency, because he's going to weigh your heart out. It says, and set aside the thoughts that are not heavy unto thee. Haste thee to flee from these times. Yeah, we're praying that we're able to flee from these times, to be able to escape the parallels that are coming on this place. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen, happy shall be done hereafter. For now, how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon the earth that dwell therein. Yeah, so evils are what? Increasing. Okay, they're not getting better. It's not gonna get better. Put it that way. It says Sirach 5 and 7. It says, make no tarrying to turn to Yahushai, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of Yahushai come forth, and the security thou shalt be destroyed, and perish in the day of vengeance. Yeah, so you think because you have a job, or you have a woman, or you have a house, that's going to be your security, when it speaks about that to be as a pilgrim on the earth. And our Lord was a pilgrim, because he didn't have... It speaks about that in Matthew, that the foxes have holes, the birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place. Okay, he was a pilgrim. What? Pushing forth this word. Okay, and that's the same way that we're going to have to be. That's what goes into what letting go of those mortal thoughts. Because it's going to be ugly, right? That's the message. Let's get it. This is 13. 2 Ezra 9 and 13. And therefore be not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for the whom the world was created. So the world was created for the Israelites, Yasha Allah. Okay? And we're not supposed to pray for these demons that don't want to get it. I think that's 11. Yep, right here. It says Jeremiah 11 and 14, therefore pray not for these people, neither lift up a cry or a prayer for them, for I will not hear them in the time of their cry unto me for their trouble. So the Lord's not going to hear when they're crying out and they're sighing. Why? Because they didn't hearken to the Lord. They didn't tarry to the Lord when they were supposed to. Right? So going back to it, this is in the NLT, Luke 21:34. Watch out. Yep. So what does that say? Stay alert on that the video. Watch out. Do not let hearts. Yeah, don't let your minds be dulled by caressing and drunkenness and by worries of this life. Don't let the day catch you unaware, like a trap. For the day will come upon everyone living on the earth. Yeah, that's in the ointment sense. It's everywhere, because they cause it both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a charagma in their hand. Okay, that's going to be everywhere. It's in an ointment sense, right? And no man shall escape the judgment of Yahweh Shem Rashai. Deuteronomy 32:39. It says 36. I'm going to read this in NLT, then I'll go back to the King James Version. It says, keep alert at all times. Yeah, alert all the times, constantly watching what's going on, and pray that you might be strong enough to escape these coming horrors and to stand before the Son of Man. 36 in the King James Version. Watch ye therefore and pray always that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and stand before the Son of Man. And that's what we're praying, that we're able to stand in the Son of Man, that the Lord is able to lift us up from these things that are about to happen. Okay. It says 5, you are children of 1 Thessalonians 5. Let me get some water real quick. 1 Thessalonians 5:5. Yeah, it says, ye are the children of light. Yeah, so children of the truth. Right? And the children of the day, we are not of the night nor of darkness. Yeah, we're not in confusion, because the Lord has what? Just keeps getting on my spirit. So Isaiah 60:1, arise and shine, for the light is come. What's that light? That's the truth. It's come when the glory of Yahweh is risen upon thee, risen upon his elect. Okay. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and the gross darkness the people, but Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. Yep. So the Lord's coming upon what? His elect. Okay, out of darkness, which is confusion. Let me get another scripture. Isaiah 29:2, or was it? Let's see. Bear with me. Slakia. I know it's in Isaiah. Let's see. I think it's in Isaiah. Let's see, 9. I know it's verse 2. Let's get that. Isaiah 29. That's Wada Yahweh Shem Rashai. Isaiah 20. Slakia. I keep saying that. Isaiah 9:2. It says, the people that walked in darkness. Yeah, so we were walking in confusion, have seen a great light, which is the truth. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death. Aren't we in the shadow of death, where they have barium, aluminum in the air, fluoride in the water, strong drink, far as the philosophies that they push, where this devil is coming like a madman sparing none? Let me read this again. The people that walked in darkness, okay, we were in darkness, confusion, have seen a great light, which is the truth. The Lord woke us up, giving us that breath. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, which is Babylon the Great and other parts of the world, because it's the same vibration that's pushed over the four corners of the earth. That's why it says prophesy against Mount Seir, which is the white man. Upon them that had the light shine, the light shining upon us, which is this truth, exposing this devil for who he is. So going back to it, this is Isaiah 60:1. It's 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people, but Yahweh shall arise upon thee, and glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to the light, and those are the Gentiles are speaking about the Israelite foreigners, the ones that didn't know they were Israel. Okay, they're going to be drawn to this light, this truth. And the kings to the brightness of the rising of what? Of Yahweh Shem Rashai. Okay, lift up thy eyes round about and see all gather themselves together. They come to thee. The son shall come from far, and the daughter shall be nursed at thy side. Okay, and that's what you're seeing right now. We're being nursed by what? This word. It says 5, then shall see the flow together in thy heart, and shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea of the people shall be converted unto thee. The force of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. So again, come into this truth, being woken up. So going back to it, 1 Thessalonians 5 and about 5. 1 Thessalonians 5:5. Yeah, the children of the light, the children of the day, we are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Yeah, so be clear-headed and be on guard for these devils and what they're about to do, and constantly be prayer without ceasing. It says 7, for they that sleep in the night. I think that's actually in the same chapter. Let's see. Yeah, right here. Come on. Yeah, we should be doing this right here. 1 Thessalonians 5:17. Prayer without ceasing. Okay? And everything give thanks. And everything give thanks, for this is the will of Yahweh and Hamashiach, Yahawashi, concerning you. Quench not the spirit, despise not the prophesyings, prove all things, hold fast that which is good, abstain from the appearance of evil. Yeah, so don't follow Esau, Edom to what? The death trap, to ultimately the pit that he wants to put you in. Okay? Let's go back to it. It says, 1 Thessalonians, I want to read this 5 and 6 in the NLT. So be on your guard, not asleep like others. Stay alert. What did it say? Red alert. Stay alert and be clear-headed. Night is the time when people sleep and drinkers get drunk. It says, but let us who live in the light, yeah, the truth, be clear-headed, protected by armor of faith in the love, and wearing as the helmet the confidence of your salvation. For Yahweh chose to save us through Yahawashi Hamashiach, not to pour out his anger on us. Yeah, so these things are not meant for us. They're meant for the wicked. So with that, call hala Yahweh by Hashem Yahawashi, by Hashem Rakakwadash, Kwam Yashala, Shalom unto elect.